On One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you daily health and information, where daily health is viewed as an ever changing reality. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. This is Daily Health. Now, all information and resources are based on the opinions of the host, unless otherwise noted. All information is intended to motivate, encourage, and inspire positive change and a healthier lifestyle. This podcast contains some quotations, images, and/or excerpts from copyrighted material. These uses fall well within the copyright doctrine of fair use. Hi, welcome everyone to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station. This is Daily Health, and you know what? I was online going through some articles. I like to read articles, and I ran across one, and I thought it was interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Um, it's pretty much about the things we actually like going to McDonald's or Burger King. Fast food, going out to eat, because everybody doesn't want to cook all the time, but for our health, there's kind of a downside to that because, well, there are things in the packaging when it comes to our food. We never usually stop to think about what our food is in, what the wrapper, what is it made out of, the box that it comes in. Are there any products in it? Is it anything that's going to hurt me? No, you just get it and you begin to eat. We've all done it. I've done it. I've done it recently with Burger King. But this is the deal. McDonald's, Burger King, and other fast food packaging contains toxic forever chemicals. Now, that's according to a new report. A study found PFAS substances in packaging at chains including McDonald's, Burger King, and Sweetgreen. PFAS are chemicals that can linger in water and air for thousands of years and have been linked to cancer, liver damage, and other health issues. Now, I know that's something we all really don't want to hear, but we need to hear it, right? So we know what's going on. Now, last week, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration announced it had reached a voluntary agreement with 3 major producers of food packaging to phase out the use of PFAS. Now, McDonald's, Burger King, Sweetgreen, and other chains say they are examining removing some or all PFAS from packaging. Now, a type of toxic chemical that has been linked to cancer has been found in some packaging at fast food giants like McDonald's and Burger King, as well as trendy salad chains such as Sweetgreen and Calva. Now, a study was released by environmental advocacy groups, Ecology Center, The Mind, and the Store Campaign and Toxic Free Future on Thursday, involved testing 38 food packaging samples across 6 chains for PFAS. Now, nearly half of the samples tested positive for fluorine levels that indicated the packaging contained PFAS. Now, PFAS are a category of chemicals that have been linked to cancer, liver damage, thyroid disease, and developmental issues. Most people are exposed to PFAS by consuming contaminated food and or beverages. As a result, PFAS can be found in the bloodstream of 99% of Americans. And that's probably right on point, because who doesn't like to miss cooking and just go grab something quick? Or you're out working and it's lunchtime, you're hungry, you're just wanting something to eat, and at that moment, we're trying to feed ourselves within the hour, quote unquote, or hour and a half, for some people 30-minute lunch breaks. Get your food, eat it, come back, or get your food, come back, then eat it. However you do it, the thought never crosses your mind to think about what's in the packaging. I mean, has anybody ever really thought about that? Because I know I did not. And that's why it's important, because I ran across this article and it's an awakening. And so I wanted to share this with you guys. And we've got to be careful. It's getting to the point to where we're going to just probably have to just cook at home. At least we would know exactly what's going into our bodies. Because after all, health is number one, because if we don't take care of our bodies, we can't function properly, nor can we be there for anyone else or to do anything else. Our job, be a wife or a husband, or do your job, anything like that. So something, what you think would be as simple as the wrapper that your burger comes in, the container that your drink comes in, especially when you've been craving that large size frosty cold drink. You're thinking about that. You're not thinking about the packaging. So this is really an eye-opener, and this is definitely a health warning. So everyone, please be aware. I mean, seriously, be aware. If you can bypass it, just go ahead and bypass it. If you just can't help yourself, you just gotta go to Burger King or, any of these places, just know what it is you're really putting into your body. I mean, in all, nearly half of the 38 packaging samples tested across the 6 chains tested positive. And it tested above the fluoride level of 100 ppm. Now that's which the environmental advocacy groups use to screen for PFAS. Now, major certifiers do not certify new items as compostable if they contain more than 100 ppm total fluoride. Okay, so this is not, you can't even compost this. It's like, really? How are they getting away with this? Like, seriously. Now, this is becoming a backlash. And it's growing against the forever chemicals, because we don't want it. Who wants it? I don't think anyone wants it. That's just madness. Now, it's even to the point to where there has been a push for new legislation and corporate policies to end the use of PFAS, which is wonderful. But in my opinion, hell, it should have been done. Now, PFAS can linger in water and air for thousands of years. That is unnerving, really. So consuming or inhaling them means they could stay in the body for life. Hence their nickname, Forever Chemicals. No, we don't want it. Take that shit back where you found it. We don't want it. It's madness. I mean, even CNN reports that Kava, Sweet Green, and Freshie have announced plans to eliminate PFAS from food packaging in the coming months. I mean, it's just crazy, because you think about how long these companies have actually been in business. So how long ago did this become an issue and we missed it? And our health is very important. So I just wanted to make sure you all knew, because you need to know. Now, speaking of things you need to know, now, I don't know if you're like me or not, but I like to get food from Walmart. I'm not just talking about, the packages on the shelves or the pizzas in the cooler. I mean, like, in the deli department. That's like one of my favorite places to go in Walmart. But there's some issues. There's some popular prepared foods at Walmart that are being linked to illness outbreak, which is a bit worrisome considering everything else that's going on. Now, these popular prepared foods at Walmart are linked to illness outbreaks. So, the next time you're shopping at Walmart and want a quick snack, be mindful of which ready to eat products you're picking up, at least for the time being. That's because some popular prepared food items sold at the nation's largest retailer and Kroger, as well as HEB supermarkets, have just pulled from shelves due to an onion related salmonella outbreak. The USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service just issued a new alert to not buy or consume these prepared food products that are potentially tainted by these onions. Now, this is last week. The onions themselves were recalled after being shipped across the country, but this week the USDA notes the potentiality contaminated prepared foods that may contain them, including chicken salads, breakfast foods, and even pickling brine, were shipped to retail locations in Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Texas. Now, salmonella, as you know, is no joke. Common symptoms include diarrhea and abdominal cramps, and more severe cases even can be fatal. If you think you may have that infection, you should immediately contact your healthcare provider. Now, if you're following me on Twitter or Facebook or anywhere like that, you'll find the links to what I'm talking about. So that way you can read these articles for yourself and stay up on your health, because our health is very important. Our health is very important. And we have to be very careful, especially as consumers, because we're buying what we're consuming. And what we're buying could be contaminated, or something could be wrong with it. So as a consumer, you have to be really careful, especially when it comes to what you're putting in your body. That's, I mean, I just don't know how I can say how important it really is, because it really is. We have to take care of our health. Like, no joke. Now, they're also, speaking of McDonald's, 10 toxic ingredients you didn't know were in your fast food. Now, as much as I like eating out, and we just talked about the fluoride and everything in the packaging, especially when it comes to, which one was this? Burger King. So it ended up being two articles, kind of similar, and they're talking somewhat about the same things, but that just lets you know that it's out there. Now, this one in particular, they're number two, because we already talked about fluoride in the last article, and that was number one. But number two was natural beef flavor. McDonald's world famous fries, which I love, I will admit it, I love those fucking fries, are made with natural beef flavor. Natural beef flavor that contains hydrolyzed wheat and hydrolyzed milk as starting ingredients. Now, that's according to the restaurant's website. But back in 2002, CBS News reported that McDonald's Corporation settled a group of lawsuits for labeling their fries and hash browns as vegetarian, although they were enhanced with beef from the vegetable oil. And see, I know that is some helpful information for a lot of people who, are vegetarian, but thought they were doing good with the fries and the hash browns. So now we know that. Now, the FDA outlines that any food labeled with the term natural flavoring means the essential oil, oleoresin, essence, or extractive, protein hydrolate, distillate, or any product of roasting, heating, which contains the flavoring, should come from a variety of food products. So it begs the question, what exactly is in the beef? You see what I mean? Because it's got me thinking. And I'm going to share the link. I'm going to share the link for that as well. So if you guys want to go back and check that out, because we really have to be vigilant about our health. Oh wait, number 3, potassium bromate. Sometimes simply referred to as bromate. Now this additive is tossed into recipes to enhance the texture and rising of flour. While it does get used up in the baking process, if the appropriate amount is used, when too much is used, included in the recipe, some can remain in the finished product. While it's reported found in sandwich buns and pizza doughs of some fast food chains in the U.S., potassium bromate is banned in Canada, the United Kingdom, and European Union due to animal studies that found a possible link to cancerous tumors. Now, the FDA encourages bakers in the U.S. to choose not to use bromate flours, and laws in the state of California require products made with potassium bromate to disclose the potential cancer link on the label. So, I mean, we have to be vigilant, even with our health. Even with our health. Oh, and my computer wants to be a butt right now. Don't do that and make my anxiety high. And I'm recording. I know you guys hate that when it happens, when you're into something or reading something online and it just goes haywire. So, I'll just end with this. Thank you guys for taking the time to listen to my podcast. Daily health really is ever changing because every day something happens and we really have to take care of ourselves. Put your health first and then everything else will kind of start to fall in line. It's about being healthy. So until next time, much love and respect. You have been listening to On One Radio, the Talk Show Podcast. This has been Let's Talk Daily Health, where daily health is viewed as an ever-changing reality. If you would like to get in contact with On One Radio, the email is onOneRadioTalk@gmail.com. Place it to the attention of Daily Health. I have been your host, Tony Williams, and thank you for listening. For more, you can find me on YouTube. The name is Tony On One. You can find On One Radio on Facebook, On One's Day One's private Facebook group, WordPress, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. On One Radio's out there, and I care about your health, and so should you.